Back with episode 17. Sorry, I know, not I was watching the game while I was getting done anyway, but we know where our loyalty lies. Hello. Yeah, anyway, guys, episode 17. I'm doing this intro now because I'm so bad at this, and I always get so shy whenever I have to introduce people, especially if they my friends and they are incredible people. So I'm doing this now. This is like 5 or 6 because I'm so bad at it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to the guest, but please continue watching. Amazing things happening today. And I know we're not playing this weekend, but we did play. We had an incredible year. It's not a rugby episode, but yeah. Keep watching to see who my amazing guest is. Yes, so let me go put on some red lipstick. Bundi aki. Let me go put on my red lipstick, make some tea, and then we will get into it. Let's go.
Red lip.
Can't
There we
acknowledge
go.
to save my life.
You can't acknowledge.
I can't acknowledge. Wait, I need this to be better.
Goodly, you mean goodly. Make a word up.
There we go.
So
Oh,
it's.
got it. So I tried something. Do you see?
I see. It's very, very, very fancy. Very fancy. It's in the reverse
Very.
from my angel. It's in reverse, but it's fine.
What do you mean?
It's like it's backwards.
From what I see on the screen, it's the right way.
From my side, can you see what says on my t-shirt? It's the
Yes,
reverse.
real men
Smell like bread.
Oh,
No.
So should I switch it around then?
No. It's fine. I assume that your viewers.
I am. I'm screen recording, so this is what we're gonna see. So this is
okay.
It's the wrong way around on my phone.
Oh, it's fine.
But it's the right way on the screen.
It's all right. Sorry, I don't have red lipstick on.
I thought Sherry was gonna give you a red lip.
She asked, and I gracefully declined. Because no, just no.
That is so nasty. Okay, sorry, I'm very awkward with introducing people, but I tried about 5 or 6 times to make my own little thing, but but I did it before we started this because I was like, I can't. It's difficult. Yeah, but you are who you are. Hopefully, I'll get something out of it.
I is who I is.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen, pianist, composer, arranger, extraordinaire. And I even said the dad of the dad jokes. The father of all dad jokes.
Can you see my middle name there? I'm Lekko. Can you see my middle name there?
I can see your full government name.
Hyphen.
Yeah. I was considering taking their names out, but I was like, it's fine. No. People need to see our names the whole time.
They must see, because it's I'm good actually. I need to make sure that the hyphen is there because I use it as an identifier on Facebook because there's quite a lot of Stephen Arendse. So I switch it up every 3 months or so. Then it's my danger or comma, but it isn't up. No COMMA. Or what's the other one? Apostrophe is a good one because it's like a long. It's a long word.
So if anyone's looking for you,
now it's hyphen.
Disgusting thing, whatever that is, whatever Stephen puts together, there is that. Okay, while we still have people's attention, let's just jump straight in.
Yes.
The main reason we are here. What is happening on Sunday?
Sunday.
Something fabulous. Please, Stephen, go.
Okay, so Sunday is Concert for a Cause. It is the inaugural Concert for a Cause. We're going to clap this thing every single year. The idea is that it's a community outreach project. We raise funds for people who need it. This year, it's the Western Cape Cerebral Palsy Association. Next year, who knows, breast cancer, children's home, something where we give back to the community using our talents, using what God gave us. And we use it to raise funds to make a real change in people's lives immediately. Put food on people's table that same day. That's where I'm at the moment. And there's 40 people who've bought into this idea with me, including you. So, yeah.
Including me! Okay, tell us about the program. Who's
The
playing?
the
Are we gonna hear
program.
things?
So we are going to hear things. I think this is important. Because
Yeah.
those silent vibes, it's not a John Cage special. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no
Um,
4:33. That's a
yeah, it would be
pity.
like
Maybe next
like
year.
maybe 85, 45. Can you imagine 85 minutes of just no? No, we it's not the kind of party. There is there are two common composers. These two public domain guys handle. Of course, it's Christmas almost, so Hallelujah chorus for sure. And then we open up with Mendelssohn's How Lovely Are the Messengers, just to give people something familiar. And then the rest of the program is you are playing cello
Oh,
at the end. Yes,
shame.
yeah.
Yeah. Gonna
And
struggle a way around it, but
no,
there
no,
we
no, no, no.
go.
You are towards the back end of the program because we end on a high.
Oh
And we
god.
got Ronaldo Wales on trumpet. He's gonna blow us away, pardon the pun, with a grand.
Hey, with a little bit of a hidden.
No, no, it's a no. He's not doing a hide, and that was Jaden Martin's audition last week. Ronaldo's doing the Grand Russian Fantasia. Um, it's a yellow thing. We rehearsed
You
yesterday. It's like a triple,
bougie.
yeah, triple tonguing extravaganza. It's very exciting. And then we also have Estee Carter Adams on violin. She's joining us. And
Lovely.
then we also have Nigel Reuters and Ardeen Felix. They're doing a little something something at the end. And Ardeen's doing a solo number also like after the halfway point. So there's a mix of vocal,
Yeah.
instrumental, choral, fully orchestral stuff, a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah, yo, you've got
Hmm.
some heavy people on that program, right?
No, we don't play games. We don't play those
Yeah,
games. We wait.
you've
Go
got
big and go.
some mense. And are you gonna talk to us and Noma, or are we gonna see you? Because I think people
I
are coming for you and for you only.
No, no, I
So
no. There's one surprise item that the brass guys know, but you would have seen in the group. That is not
but
on
I've
the
not heard
program.
it.
You've not heard it yet. It's not on the program, but if we can pull it off, I'm gonna just maningle it in there. I'm gonna
But now
work it
you've
in
given
there.
the surprise away. Should I cut
We'll
this
take it
out?
out. You can cut this out.
There's,
But yeah,
yeah.
so the maybe so how I do shows is I MC the thing, and then I go with the vibe. And sometimes if the vibe calls for something, then I'll go talk along the piano. So yeah, there's one thing I'm going to do that I've not seen done in the show, but so it's a community outreach thing, right? So
Yes.
what better way to start that idea off than get the actual audience to do a community type exercise? Now I'm not going to give it away. I haven't fully formulated in my head, but I'm thinking if
Community
you're gonna,
exercise. Are we gonna stand up and do
we're not going to
jumping
sing.
jacks?
We're not going to sing Kumbaya. That's not
Okay.
the point. I mean, it'd be
Okay.
great, if it was like, say,
Yeah.
let's say tequila, then someone shooting Lord Kumbaya. That'd be great. But we're not doing that. But I have a
Yes.
vague idea in my head of trying to get this idea of this with the audience, so they can kind
Yes.
of get it at least on a what's the word? Esoteric? Is that the right word? Equity.
I
It's
don't
on a
know.
I don't know, maybe like in a visceral sense of what we're trying to do. But so
Sprinkle,
those kind of
sprinkle.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the orchestra will just have to follow me on this because as I formulated in my head, Collier style, I'm just gonna ask y'all to just be flexible and just go with me. Because
Okay, but I thank you. This is the end of this episode. Yeah. Because lest we forget, I'm part of said orchestra on
Mhm.
Sunday. So thank you for the heads up. At least I will know.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
you will know when I know. You will
Anyway,
know.
as you were, Jacob Cauliflower. Yeah. Continue.
Wow. I love that. I'm stealing that. So yeah, so it's just about that, and I want people to leave with a sense of accomplishment, but also a sense of because you go to a concert. I went to watch Brahms's Requiem the other day. I knew the guy next to me, but I didn't know the people around me, right? And now, if you're doing a community fundraising thing, you should at least know the people around you, kind of thing. So I'm trying to work on something that's going to get that vibe going within the audience itself. The orchestra by now, we kind of know who we are, and the choir, but the audience, I mean, they're all strangers around you. It's like, no, man, that doesn't really work for me. Let's try something different. And until I I promise you, I'll figure this out in the moment because right now it's just there. But I know in the moment it'll come to me, and you almost
Yes.
just go with me. Just trust me, it's gonna be fine.
Okay. So there's a lot of surprises in the concert. It's going to be very
Mm,
lekker, very interactive, but
this is
quality
the thing.
music, quality
Quality
people.
music.
Yes,
Yes.
all around.
Yeah, and so in all the music, because you asked me about the program, there'll be two composers featured. The one is called Tron. He's a fantastic composer. He writes the most gorgeous choral music. And we met each other virtually about, I think, 5, 6 months ago now on the WhatsApp. I still don't know exactly how, when, but I only met him in person at our first rehearsal. And that was also very briefly because he
Oh,
had to
wow.
go. Yeah. So, the minute I saw his music, he sent me some stuff and we clicked musically. We did this musically, right?
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with his music. He would send me, like the one piece we're doing, we are on our pilgrim journey. That was my favorite piece of the year when I heard it. And I orchestrated, I reworked it, and I made it like bigger and grander because I could see where it was going. The choir part was always complete. And I was like, I see you, I see you, I see you, and ahoy. And then we did a couple of others. And so the program has three of the seven combined items are his. And then another one is by Nolan Solomons, also a local composer. But that piece is actually an anniversary gift I did for him back in April. It was his wedding anniversary. And I woke up and I thought, I feel like doing something for Nolan. And he's got one hymn, I think only one hymn in the New Apostolic Church's hymnal. And I thought, I'm going to take that because I was with him when he wrote it in 2006. I was at one of their composing workshops, and I thought I want to take that piece and I'm going to orchestrate it for you as a wedding anniversary gift. And I sent it to him the
Oh,
following morning. And so we're going to play that. He's also going to be there to hear that. And then the other,
oh nice.
yeah, so like a premiere of a gift, which is going to be fantastic. And then the other, what is three minutes for? Three or two arrangements of two tunes. The one is Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. Um, which that song, you can't put the words in that song. If you go with the original text, it's very raunchy. And if you look at verse 2, and as it goes on,
Raunchy.
no, like adultery vibes. It's like, I can't give the details
As in
here.
like the song everybody knows.
The
Hallelujah.
song, because there's a church version, there's like a sanitized, wash your hands version. And then there's the original version, on the other hand, is very, it's like, he sees this girl and then they do stuff. So I'm like, I would love to put that song on my program, but
The song
um,
was in Shrek. The song that
yeah,
children
mm.
heard. It's
But they don't
giving
go to verse.
raunchy.
They don't go to verse 2 though, because
Now, which
I
version are
mean,
you doing in the concert?
there's no words at all. It's just instrumental.
Oh
You
no!
see,
Imagine those raunchy version in the concert would have been peak in the middle
I
of
don't
all the
know.
other Jesus things. I would
It
have
would
loved
have
it.
been, yeah, no, but no, no, I don't know. We're not doing that. So there's that one that I did, fully orchestrated, and then Nolan's one, and then an original of my own, Pia Jesu from my soon-to-be completed Requiem, and that's for solo and choir. Mm.
Hey,
So we're gonna
yes.
play. And then the rest is solos, your stuff, and I gave some variety in terms of the solo items, just so people have a little bit of alles, including Christmas. So why not?
Lekker. And
Yeah, lekker.
go a touch on the actual cause that we are playing for and trying to raise
Mm,
a lot of money for, which I will put the link to everything
yeah,
also at the
very, very
bottom.
thank you. It's the
Yes.
Western Cape Cerebral Palsy Association, and they're based their offices here in not Little Claremont, I mean Clarinch, basically. They have a Claremont side by the police station, and they rely heavily on funding for the therapy and the everything they do around people with mental disabilities, around cerebral palsy. And they actually reached out. There's a lady who works there called Cheryl Beaton, who I'd never also met in person. But after I did my initial promo video, the one that I think everybody saw, about this idea, and I posted on my status, I think it was like, I need a cause. And I didn't even put my phone down yet. And she was already like, us, please, us. And I was like, sure,
Yes. We
I am
stand.
a
We love
charity.
a queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was literally about 30 seconds. And
If you
so,
ask and you shall receive.
exactly,
So
you got to
whoever
say,
knows a
yeah,
wonderful charity for next year,
just, oi,
this is the man to
do it.
contact. Let us know we will play for
Yeah,
all of your things.
we play full of it. And if there's multiple people, we maybe do like a lottery kind of thing, and we just pull names out of a hat and we make it
Oh,
transparent.
definitely. And
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
going it somewhere out there, all the musos, the people that watch, please, 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 if you want to play. Because I mean, you don't have to do big concerts all the time.
no,
If,
no,
like, for
it's
example,
once.
if there's like 3 people that want your Giers, maybe the one that's the
Mm.
biggest you can make a big concert for, and then the smaller
Yeah,
one, we could even, I'll
there's
volunteer, we can even do a small little intimate what, So we
there we
make
go.
money for the greater good.
We
I love
Hui,
that.
it's
Well
important,
done.
thank you. So yeah, so
Yeah.
she reached out and she sent me a whole blurb, which is somewhere on my phone. But basically, they need the money. And it's like, we'll do it. It's not a
Mm.
problem. I didn't even entertain. Nobody else reached out actually. She was the only one. So I took that as a sign, like this is the one. We're gonna go with it.
Yes.
And next year I want to sync happen every year, as I said. But because I'm home, my next contract is January till about September. So I'm going to be home again. And
Yes.
so I'm thinking if that's going to be my work schedule, January till September every year, then I've got the time. But I want to change the format up and go bigger and maybe do a like an open field vibe and get like a stage or a marquee or something. I have an events guy from a church who's like, we can do this and this. He's got all the contacts. Like, sure,
Yes.
not this year because I already have a plan set in motion, but we can go bigger
And
and make
also
it.
the weather outside is not giving. Because
Yes, I
why do I
mean,
look
like,
like this? Why do I have long
yeah.
sleeves and tea in the middle of summer? Well, not
Yeah,
summer yet, but you know what I mean.
it was cold this
Not
morning.
giving.
My daughter had to wear a jersey and a blazer because it was cold.
It's not cute. Yeah.
No,
Anyway, thank you. Lovely segue. You mentioned that you work from what, January till
genital about September. Yeah,
September, and you personally have the best job in the world, I think.
I do.
Like,
I
I'm
do.
not even going to argue. Please tell us, Steven, what are you doing? Because I know you're on the ships. Where are you going?
Mm,
Where have you been? What are some
yes.
of the
Oh, stuff.
shows?
Yes, it's okay. So I've summarized. I
Brag,
work on ships.
Steven.
A brag.
Make us
Um,
feel drunk about, anyway.
office
Oh,
jobs. Yeah, no, I work on cruise ships. I'm a cruise ship musician. Oh, I'm a musician. I just happen to work on ships. Let's put it that way. And so my last contract was the musical director for the Donna Summer musical, which was phenomenal. It was incredibly tough because I had a yellow rig, like 2 keyboards, 4 pedals, 4 screens. I had to
yes,
conduct.
because you were MD,
Yeah,
boss.
you must do everything. Your whole job is multitasking, which is, I don't think people believe that I can multitask, but I'm like, I just show them video of what I did. It's like, oh, okay. You can do more than 2 things at once. Now, yes, I was forced to. So basically, the show is 90 minutes, and it's my job to make it run smoothly with help of my drummer and guitarist. The rest is all tracks, cue the tracks. That was the hardest because this you got to keep you don't want the sound. There must be no breaks, so it
Yeah.
needs to be seamless. But it's a bloody musical. There must be no skipping and stuff.
And technology will technology. Like,
Woo!
it's
Ableton.
stressful as fuck.
Oh, I can't deal with. I don't want to see Ableton ever again in my life. Ableton was trying to kill me. There was one moment where it wasn't so much it's Ableton and the hardware. They were like square pegs in round holes, and it just there was one moment where, for example, we do like 3 checks before a show, and then as the show started, I hit play, and I've got the screen with all the tracks on it, track 1 to 2, everything, and that screen froze after 3 checks. So now I don't know where I am in the show at all, and so I'm like, I can tell the booth downstairs what's happening, or in which case they're going to stop the show, reboot the yellow system, people are going to leave. So I said to the band, we're going to play the whole show blind. The yellow 90 minutes, we're going to play it blind. I'm going to trust my notes that I made on my tablet because there's 2 moments where I stop it, physically stop the track, and I skip ahead or I rewind a little bit. And I'm like, I'm just going to look and go. There was one point where I go 5 times 4, and like I pressed 1, 2, very slowly, 3, 4, 5, and just like, please. And it worked. And I only told the stage manager, not the production manager, afterwards to listen. We had no idea where we were, but we started and ended together, and that's really so
Yeah,
that
that's a
that that
success.
that kind of stress that happened, I think, thrice. That kind of stress I wouldn't recommend. But on the flip side of that, the amount of days we worked was stupid. We were doing 10 and 11-day cruises, right? Because the cruise was from Southampton to Reykjavik. So England to Iceland. 10 days one way, 11 days back. 3 days worth of shows. Day 2, 5, and 8 or something like that. I don't know, 3 days worth of shows for those 4 shows. The other days, right, which equates to 9 days of working for the month. 9 days, right? I mean, I had vocal calls, yes, a couple of meetings here and there, but I literally was doing 14 hours at the most a week of work.
Oh, wow.
And the other 22 days a month, I was writing music and I was trying to get my craft up again,
Lekker. Yes,
Very
which you
lekker.
are, because Steven's Requiem, I'm putting this out in the world already. Coming next year,
Yeah,
Easter, you're going to be on a ship. But still,
I'll be on a ship. I'll
next
figure
year,
it out.
I feel like next year's event, whichever charity you choose, whichever
And do the
organization you
Requiem
go
as
to,
the thing.
it's a Requiem concert
This
next
is
year.
actually a good idea because the
You
Requiem.
have no choice now. I've put it out there. Next year,
Wow.
it's a
Okay.
Next year, it's a Requiem. Thank you very
All right.
much,
I mean,
everybody.
I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but this actually makes a lot of sense. That all I have like an Easter song cycle, which has been sitting on hold for 4 years. That's almost finished. But you know, my problem is the finale. So I co-write with a friend of mine, Adele Jacobs. And so the finale, she gave me the melody, and then I hoy, right? She gave me just like a thingy, and then I fly. But the melody is very similar to Carl Jenkins's Benedictus. Now I've not seen, yeah,
Oh,
so now I didn't see it. I've not viewed the Benedictus at the time, but I sent it to friends and they're like, wait, that sounds a lot like it. So when I listened to it, I realized my thing is the same melody, but it starts in a different beat and the resolution of the harmony is a bit different. But the first 6 or 7 notes are the same order, but different arrangement in terms of where it lands on the beat and how the harmonies sit and where they go. So I'm like,
yeah.
my whole finale, which is epic, I can't actually put that out there because that to
I
me
was
is
gonna ask now,
plagiarism.
in terms of like plagiarism and copyright and stuff, because Miss Jenkins is still okay. I call everyone Miss. People relax. Miss Jenkins is still very much not alive, but he's still within like that 50-year, 100-year
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. This is the thing. So I need to rewrite the whole finale. I can maybe find a way to play around with it and maybe reverse it here and there. There are ways because I want to keep the same harmonic structure
Yeah.
and then try a different melody. But I
But you can
want to,
argue, sorry, can't you argue also that I think Shostakovich is also still not free to be out there, but a lot of people still quote him, especially that
ah,
Ulurada, and that's more recognizable. Not actually, Benedictus
ye-
is still not
yeah.
recognizable.
Mm.
But you could argue that, you're just quoting it. So, like, what is that
Yeah,
difference? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not 100% sure, but the last thing I want is after this, it's not 10 items, right? After 45 minutes to an hour's worth of build up to this moment, and now you think, oh, I've heard this before. It's such an anticlimax, so I don't want to put my performance through that because it's for
Yes.
3 characters. You've got your Jesus character, your Simon Peter, and your Mary Magdalene. 3 very different characters in the story. Yet Peter was now stalwart, but he doubted and he panicked and he fled. Whereas Mary Magdalene was always there. She was there for all the big things, the crucifixion. She was at the tomb first. So like she is actually the strongest of the disciples to me. And I wrote it that way into this song cycle. She's got the most powerful songs and the most
Wow.
powerful text, because
Yes.
I'm trying to shift the narrative also. It's like, listen, if you read the story properly, it's not the men who were like as quiet as we think they are. They ran. They were scared. But the
Still to
women,
this day.
still to this
Still to
day.
this day. Thank
But
you.
yeah,
Also, just so that I know, what voice was she? Soprano, mezzo? What did she
soprano,
live in
like
it?
soprano
Okay.
all the way up to see if I D sharp 6 up in the sky.
You
Because no,
okay?
my Mary
Yeah.
can sing it. My Mary Magdalene is Ardeen Felix, and she can hoy. I
Oh
had her do.
wow.
We rehearsed it at Livingston when I was teaching there. And I said to her at this one moment, you can do whatever you want because the strings are playing the melody. You can hoy. And in that, I recorded it on Facebook. And she went up and I notated that into the score. It's like, that's the melody. That's like a death scan, but I didn't see it coming. Storm, who sings Simon Peter, Storm Solomon's. We were both just like, what just happened? And so that's the
Wow.
official score. So yeah, I may do that instead of like the Requiem because they're both Easter. But
Yes.
the
But I
Requiem,
don't know.
hmm?
I wouldn't really like you say now, people are like, oh, we heard this before. And it
Mm.
sort of like switches them off. I would know how be like, okay, let's see where this is going.
Yeah, but that's
Especially if
you.
it's like even it's like rearranged, I'd be like,
Mm.
oh, let him cook. What he's
Yeah,
doing something. Oh, okay, okay.
it's a risk though,
Cool.
man. I don't know if I want to take that risk, you know. But it's a reputation there, you know. And that's the thing. Whereas the Requiem is all new music. It's everything is brand new. It's just I was sitting, I think my wife was cooking, and I just had this idea for 7-part Requiem. It literally just fell in my head. And now I'm like, I'm not by my computer. I need a pen and I need a paper now. And I take a pen and a pencil and I start writing. And the Pia Jesu was the first song that dropped. But the format, all the movements dropped, initial melodies dropped, and I just drew them as lines, just shape. That's all it was, just shape. And the
Wow.
Pia Jesu just did the Pia Jesu Domine goes up, and then Dona Eis Requiem Grantem Rest comes down. So when you listen to it,
Yes.
it does this the whole time. That's all I had was shape, and so we're going to premiere that on Sunday. And Gayleen Williams will sing that for us with the orchestra and the choir. Very rustig, very
Yeah.
model on the John Rutter Requiem because I'm a huge fan of Rutter's Requiem. That is my favorite. I default to that Requiem all the time. It's
No, yes,
beautiful.
so yes, some very, very good things.
Yeah.
So, speaking of now, you've written so many things. When are we getting
Mm.
a little moment on Spotify or iTunes
There's a
or an
Spotify.
album?
No, so there's a quasi album on Spotify, which Clinton Poole of Classic Christian Hymns and also Clinton Stephen Poole Attorneys, guys, jack of all trades,
Okay,
the
it's giving.
the
Yeah.
musical attorneys. He had me go to studio with him in Blackheath at oh snap, I should know the studio. Next Level Studios in Blackheath. There it is. The promo this month. And they had this new setup and he wanted me to come play. And so I went and I just said, just choose some hymns and I will just noodle something there. So we play. We choose hymns, I play, and then I thought nothing of it. I left. And then that was, yeah, I think the following year or on my birthday of that year, he sends a link on Facebook and he tagged me, was like, happy birthday, buddy. And the whole thing was actually me recording my own album without knowing I was recording an album. So it's on Spotify as it's under my name, and you'll see piano, classical means piano or something, and it's all just me
Wow.
improvising on hymns, and I
So
had no idea.
are you registered as the artist on Spotify? Like you'll see Stephen Arendse.
Yes, I believe so. Let me
And do
just.
you get your 0.01 cents royalty from Spotify? So I
I
want to
don't
know.
know. Let me check. I've got it here somewhere. Let me look up my own self on Spotify. That's not weird at all. Go here.
But
It's
you
listed
should.
as yeah. It's just Stephen Arthur's an artist. Yeah, because Clint set that up for me, and like there was my, you can see that there's my name, and then there's like five
Oh,
five items on there, all stuff that I just made up. Oh wow, there's a lot of people that listen. Oh, there's like 152,000 here,
that's a lot.
105,000 another one. Yeah, I want my five up Spotify. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I could buy
Yeah,
like a quarter inchy from the shop,
yeah. Not
just a
Spotify.
filter.
Where's the money? Clinton's a
Where's the
lawyer. You would
yeah, we'll figure it out.
so calling him out. That's
Yeah,
exciting. But original stuff, I mean.
yeah, no, that's sure. I need to do that because I'm now in the process of actually everything that I now write, I'm gonna put on for sale and be done with this whole for the love of music thing because weird things happen. As I told you last night about that weird
Yeah.
story, weird things are
Yes.
happening. So I'm like,
Yeah.
and my friend told me this morning, just copyright everything and put it up for sale,
Exactly.
every single thing. So you know what?
Yes.
It's exactly what I'm gonna do now
And
because.
stop sending
Yeah,
people music for free.
I think this was a great idea because, as I said to my friend, the thing with me is a lot of people, a lot of church musicians have other jobs. You know, now you doing this, whatever it is, your profession, and then the writing of music for church or for anybody is a side hustle. I want this to be my main source of income. I want to be at home arranging for, like now I'm writing for guest entertainers on cruise ships, because that is very lucrative. If you can get into that, we've now done one show in October for a friend of mine, and that pays really well because you charge per instrument in a 7-piece band. So you charge X amount per chart. Then you multiply that by like 8 or 10, because there's now 10 songs times 7. So it's exponential, and it's all in US dollars. Then
Yeah.
they want back. Then they want backing tracks. Then you charge another $150 times 7 times 10 for the songs, and then it just becomes like a. And that I can do at home. I want to be able
Yes.
to do that at home. But if I keep setting my music out for free, then I'm literally like denying myself an income. So
But also, a
that's
pause over here. You make it sound
awesome.
easy, but it's not.
Yes. No,
It
it is not.
takes years of musical building of the skill.
Mm,
It's difficult composing
for
things.
sure.
It's even more difficult arranging things. It's difficult
Yeah.
putting these tracks together. You make it sound like easy, but so it's because you've had practice and you can do
Yeah.
all of these things.
Mm.
But the fact that it took me an hour last night to just fix and Google how to record a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
people's gonna think, oh, it sounds so like that's a ton of work.
Yes. It's
It's a
especially
ton of work.
when you arrange for clients like I have a writing partner. He's a ex-bandmate of mine. He's in America, which is fantastic. We have a cloud folder, and there's like a 9 or 10 hour difference. So I can work in the morning, or I work in the evening whenever, and then when I'm asleep, he's working, and then vice versa. So if we are under time pressure, we can knock a full song back within a day. There's only 7 parts. I mean, again, it's not easy. But I have a brass specialist because he plays brass, and I do the rhythm section really well, and he does drums really well. I'm not so good at drums yet. And then we knock it back within a day. So I have that advantage of having Todd in my back pocket. But at the same time, it is a very specialized thing. And now these guest entertainers, like this one guy wants us to do, I just can't wait to be king. But like as a quasi-modern version, there's a little bit of metal. He wants some funk in there as well. So I'm like, yeah, I can hear that in my head. I like that idea.
Mm.
So, and that will be, so we write it to your specifications. Like, you want this song in this style, right, we're on it. And then we send you samples. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And then we discuss the whole process with you, and we do meetings with people just to make sure we get the roadmap right, and then we wait. So there's a lot of behind the scenes work where that's concerned. And that means I can't do a 9 to 5 job. I can't be sitting in an office because I need my time to do my research and to learn how to make tracks and those things. And that's the part that giving my music away for free is kind of stupid where that's concerned, because now I'm taking money away from myself, which means I'm taking food off my own table because I want to be a nice guy. It's like, yeah, I can be a nice guy, but
at some point you're putting money in other people's pockets.
Yeah, and like people,
yeah,
you know,
and not even just that, because there's a lot of people who we spoke about this, the whole not gatekeeping thing, but it's a bit weird because they gatekeep, but they gatekeep your things.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very
confusing.
And I still get like for some obscure reason, I grew up in the New Apostolic Church. You're still a member. I'm not. I migrated almost 20 years ago now. And there's still some, and I'm happy to talk about the story, that's fine, but there's still a bit of stigma around me specifically, which I don't get, because like my buddy, he came over the other day before our rehearsal, one of the concert for course rehearsals, and he said he doesn't understand. He spoke about the rehearsal to friends of his in this one big project that he's with. And he said, and they were like all excited, and yada yada. And then as soon as he said my name, he said like everybody just shut down and pulled back. I was like, I don't understand. What did I do to these people? Ek verstaan nie. I don't get it. I'm just gonna keep chugging along, doing my thing. I'll give you one other story. The most dumbest story I'd ever heard. I was doing ships again in 2016 because I took a hiatus, and I must now live around the corner from the Balthorn Church. And Edmund Bourne was now attends there, and Edmund Bourne's was now a legend, right? He's like the godfather of all our modern music. right? And Christmas in Cape Town, all of that. And so I said to him, if I'm ever in the country and you need an oralist, just phone me. I'll come and play for you. It's fine. And I used to do the same with my dad when he was rectoring in Phoenix and Constantia. If you're stuck, and I'm not a member, but I'll come and play. If you need somebody in a pinch, I'll drive from Crawford to Phoenix. It's not the issue. I'll come and play, come and help. No problem. I have like 2, 3 friends that I would do that for. The rest are like, subscribers not available. Please hold. You know?
Yeah.
So now I go there and Storm is conducting, and I can see Storm has never conducted in his whole life. It was a Wednesday night. And I went up to him after and said, like, is this your first time conducting? He said, yeah. I said, okay, I'll help you. No problem. And so you'd come over and we watched a lot of conducting DVDs and I showed him a few things and also some harmony stuff and playing. And I said then I went and spoke to the director at the time and I said, you know what, if I'm around and you do get stuck, and Storm was with me in that meeting, just call me. It's not a problem. I won't be here all the time because I'm traveling and I don't want to be here all the time. But if you are in need, it's not a problem. Everything's fine, hunky dory, everyone's grateful. I think I got a call maybe once or twice in a couple of years. And like, that's fine. That's exactly the rig I wanted. So my brother-in-law comes down. Take a guess where he lives. For context, where do you think he lives? He doesn't live here in South Africa.
He lives in, I'm gonna guess, either the UK
Good
or
guess. No, exactly.
ah,
He lives in the UK, man.
yeah.
And he comes down here for a vacation, as he often does. And he says to my wife, who's not apostolic, and he says, I hear your husband's trying to take over the music in the church here down the road. So
From the
she's like,
UK.
from the U freaking K. So it turns out
Okay.
a lot of his friends are from down here. And the one guy who happened to be now in the charge of the area had heard about what I spoke to the rector about. And he told my brother-in-law, who he didn't realize that we were related, that I'm not taking over. So my wife was like, what cuck are you talking about? Um,
Oh,
because you weren't even in that meeting. And all
yes.
he said was he's here to help. And then that was where I drew the line. I said, I'm done. I'm done trying to be a nice person. If this is what I'm gonna get, I just said, call me if you need me. I never said, okay, let's do this and this. I'll do this for you. I just said, if you need me, I'm there.
Yes.
And so that gatekeeping thing it's been very real for me. From before I left the church today, when I started studying music, there was also like a weird where conductors come in who now felt like they needed to flex because now there was a music student in the congregation. And then they would do things like they'd ask me, they'd make a statement that's completely false or like stupid. And then I always say to them, don't ever ask me if you're right in front of the choir, because now I'm going to be forced to be honest. And if you are wrong, one of
Yeah.
us is going to look like an idiot and it's not going to be
Yes.
me,
And it's not
you
gonna
know?
be you.
Yeah, it's like, so don't do that because you can't now say that a tempo means a tempo. It's like, no, it means so like, and then you ask me in front of the yellow choir,
Wow.
is that
Yeah.
right? It's like,
No.
sorry,
Yeah.
no, let's not do that. And then
Yeah,
things
fucking
started getting like,
almost.
yes, like then people start pushing back. It's like they just you did this to yourself. Come on, you know?
You know what, man? You apostolic people, everyone's gonna say that I'm hating on the church, but I'm not because I'm still there. But stop this cuck, honestly. Like, just stop it. You ask us for
Yeah,
help because we have the qualifications, we work
yeah,
hard,
of
and we're good at what
course.
we do. But we don't flex in the church. Especially, I think that with us, we don't just so much flex. When we
No, I don't
have
want to do that.
this, when we have this CV, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially you. Me, I still, but like, yeah.
please.
But like, I go, because and we spoke about this. It's like, I go, they ask you for help and then you
Mm.
help, but then you help and oh, yeah, you think you know everything. You think you're so stupid. Then they ask you for help and you go, no, it's fine because last time you were shit,
Yeah, and then
Then they
it's
go,
attitude.
now you have an attitude. I go, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. What do you want? Exactly do you want?
What the fuck do you want from me then?
Yeah.
Then no,
I
I
mean,
just resorted to fine. Then I will be the bitch gladly. If I'm gonna be the bitch
mm,
anyway, let me be it then.
yeah. I mean, like I told you what happened yesterday. Yesterday felt like I was on the Discovery Channel, by default, because I got a
You can decide if you want to spill the tea or not. I
no.
don't really
I won't miss any
mind.
names, but this happened not even 24 hours ago. Like less than
So,
24
just
hours ago.
for some contextual context, just stop me or
Mm,
give me a half time if it's not.
sure.
Yeah, if I go too
No
much.
names, though. We don't do
Um,
names. We're not playing those games.
no names, but
Please,
I'm
no
gonna give
names.
context so that if any
Mm.
backlash happens, it comes to me first.
I'm
Thank
like,
you.
I'm not scared of anybody anymore. I'm done with that.
Yes, my Instagram handle, yes, my name. Thank you very much. Yeah, so for context, just so people understand the like gigantic, the importance of it all. So I belong to the New Apostolic Church. Yeah. And like there's we've got obviously like not hierarchy, but like chief apostle is the most important hoo-ha of the church.
Well,
And
the
because
leader of the church. Discovery.
yeah, the
Yeah.
leader
Yes,
of
put it
the
that way.
church. Yeah, let's put it that way. He's the leader of the church, very important. He's like the Beyonce of the next. There we go.
The Pope,
Just
basically.
the
No,
yeah.
the
The
Pope with a
Pope,
tie. Pope with a tie, I guess.
the Pope. But I like our Chief Apostle. He's very cute. I love him. He's the
Yeah, he's a
cutest little
what?
French
Little pint
man.
size. He looks
He's
very
so
small on
lovely, and
camera. Okay.
he's amazing. He's amazing.
Okay.
He's amazing. But people like will die to go and watch like the services that he does and the concerts. People want to touch him, and he's amazing and all of those things. So we have a service, and then they practice because music is so important in our church. They have rehearsals, like literally. My poor sister after work yesterday had to drive all the way to like Retreat East to go have a rehearsal
Yeah.
from like 7 till 9. But anyway, they practice and they practice hard, and people write new things for it. That being said, and everything that we just heard, people treated Stephen like cuck, and they still do. I'm just gonna say it like it is. Our church does not
Shots fired.
appreciate. Our church did not and does not appreciate Stephen, but Stephen being Stephen, yeah, okay. I think that was a very bad context, but you can
You can edit that part out if you want. This is your show.
No, I'm gonna keep it in there
That's your thing.
because I'm chaotic and I prefer it like that.
Chaos
So
can be fun.
usually
So basically,
they get, sorry, my brain is now going everywhere. But usually they get like the oaks that work at head office that should be writing music the whole day. They get employed to do so by the church. And sometimes other people, they get them to write and rearrange things, and especially for the service
event,
now.
yeah.
And the service is a big deal. Everybody watches it. It's going to be on the TV. You're going to sit with your popcorn in the church, and you're going to be like, oh, who's playing this? Who's playing that? Because people are watching. Yeah. Okay. Stephen.
Anyway, thank you for that, I think. And so I got a message last night at about, I'm going to look this up. I won't say who it was from because
I love
no
that we
names.
have receipts also.
I mean, this happened like now, today, like yesterday.
Receipts.
So let me see how this was. I got the message yesterday at 9 o'clock, 9:01 in the evening, from one of the people playing, asking me for the audio of this one arrangement I did for Nolan for his anniversary, the one we spoke about just now. And I thought, oh, why? You're going to come play with us on Sunday because we was going to play it there. I said, no, it's for the Chip Bottle service. And I was like, huh? Where are you talking about now? Where does this come from? So that's the first thing so I sent him the audio, and immediately messages back like, I like this audio. It's in a better key. Because then I was like, okay, what do you mean now? Then he sent me a photo of his score, which is in E flat major. Mine is in E major. So I'm very particular about the keys I choose for everything I write. Because a key is like it's your core, man. It's like everything goes.
Yeah.
I don't just choose a key for spec and punches, but I understand why it was changed. It was changed from E. I don't know. That's because mine starts with E and goes to F sharp. So from 4 sharps to 6 sharp. So it's tricky to read, depending on your level of proficiency. It's hard, but it's now been changed from E flat to F. So you go from 3 flats to 1 flat beautiful, Jesus is Lord, quiet. But I listened to it last night. I took the score and I transposed everything down to semitone. I couldn't get past the first 4 bars. It felt too dark and
Oh,
like I couldn't. And I said, you know what, I can't. Cool. And then I realized, but nobody even told me that this piece was on the program. Firstly, secondly, nobody told me that it had been changed in any way, shape, form. So
mm,
that was now threw me for a loop because like that's the decent thing to do. Like whenever I arrange anybody's music, I reach out to the composer. Like when I do this Roger uses Believe as a Child Believes. I sent him what I did. It's like this is what I did. Whether people respond to me or not, that's not the issue. But I'll always reach out to the composer and say, listen, if I know them personally, especially, here's something I did. What do you think? But that communication didn't happen, and that I went through like, was I angry? What was I feeling? And it was just like it's just a little bit of disrespect is the word. It's a harsh
yeah.
word, but it's just common courtesy. I would never put somebody else's music on the program, like Sunday's program, without checking with Carl or Nolan first. I said, this is what we're gonna do. Are you okay with this? That part of the conversation didn't happen. So I wrote in. I wrote into the powers that be, and I got an apology this morning. I said, okay, fine. But now we know I got an apology. I did.
Proper
Um,
apology.
yeah, I mean, I can show it to you later. I can send it to you. How
Yes,
about I send it to you
please.
and then you actually no, let's not do that. That was a private conversation. Let's not do that. Um,
I want to. Yeah. Thank
that
you.
was a private conversation. So but it was to the point, and there was acknowledgement that they could have done it better and they won't do it again. It's like shot. Now we know, but based off that interaction, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure all of my stuff is for sale now,
Yeah.
every single thing, because that way there's no need for this conversation to happen. Then you just go, you see if you like
Yes.
it, you click buy, everybody's happy. There's transparency, but this I mean, I did send the music into your office many months ago, which is fine, and I knew it would be used for something eventually, but nobody said this is what's going to be used
Yeah.
for, and this is what we're going to do, and this is why. Although I fully understand the reasons 2 and 3 as a instrumentalist, going from 4 sharps to 6 sharps is like that's traumatic even for me.
But you go home
Um,
and you practice,
you
you know?
practice,
This
but
is why we play scales.
that's why we play scales. So like that sort of thing, says would that have and like in the back of my head I'm thinking, would that happen to somebody else? Or is it the case of there's so many composers here in South Africa that write for the church that it's just assumed that whatever is sent is going to be used and you don't need to still check with anybody. Because Cape Town is very spoiled, eh? So Africa is very, very spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Whereas the opposite of this story is me writing for the same church, but for a European branch, right? They reached out to me months ago to write for next year. And it's been two-way communication, transparency all the way. Uh, there's no like,
Appreciation,
yeah, it's like,
respect.
yeah, like
Yeah.
this is what we're going to use it for. Are you okay with this? Yes, the instrumentation. Are you okay with this? Can
Mm.
you do this? And this? The whole time, for the last 5 or 6 months, like at the whole time since I started sending music, and I sent in like 5 or 6 pieces already. So it's very opposite. It's very strange that one leg is doing something different to the other leg. It's like you're walking in two directions. That's just
Yeah.
my own interaction as I've seen it. It's just like this is how it is, and it's weird. I find it strange. I just wish that people. I mean, I'm not the only one with. I mean, sure, you've got your own experiences and things, but there was some horror story last week of how one of my friends was treated in a different situation, which I'm not going to talk about here because I don't have permission to do so. But I
Mm.
was angry. It's just the level of disrespect. I still get angry when I think about it. Like you don't treat people. Now, this is not a church thing. This is just a person thing. Not just so we're clear.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes,
not
yes,
nothing
yes.
to do with the church.
Yeah.
It's just um, these people happen to be in the same church, but it's not a church ordained function. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a personal thing. But you don't do that to people. And I think it's
No.
about time that we do, as essentially as professional musicians, just do this little public service announcement. So listen, things aren't, for lack of a better term, black or white. Um, It's not just that. There's a lot of nuances and there's a lot of lessons to be learned in how we treat each other and how we get the best out of each other. Because that's what you get the best out of somebody when you treat them with respect. You know,
Yeah. But I
that's
mean,
simple.
like on that topic, you say, okay, we are finished with the church now. Whatever happens
Yeah,
now, we are done. Thank you. We got it
correct.
out there. Amazing. But like even in South Africa as a whole,
Mm,
it's a problem. Like you'd think
yeah,
people overseas, Europe, you almost half not expect, but you sort of would forgive if they were, like snobbish, like you expect them to be like that.
mm,
Meanwhile, you get the most respect overseas. They are so
yeah,
lovely to work with.
for sure.
They appreciate you actually. So Cape Town has a lot of talent, but a lot of problems also.
Yeah, I've had
And
endless
like,
issues with the like my likewise. Oh my glory! I fought 4 weeks to get money out of a choir when I went in and I went into this rehearsal and the music was a mess. The vocal score I got didn't match what they had, so I had to look at and I didn't know the music because it was a short notice gig, and I said I'll come in, it's fine, I can sight read conduct, and in the one arrangement of the piece had tenor two, then tenor one, then baritone and bass. And it was for double chorus. You had tenor two, tenor one, baritone bass, and on the same page, tenor two, tenor one, baritone bass. So now I can read multiple stairs and play. It's not an issue if it's in the right order. But this is not
yeah,
out of order. I need to
this
see
is
the melody on top. See, my brain is like, so I slog through this 4 hour session. Well, not 4 hours because it was not late. And I slog through these two pieces, fixing as I go along, um, and trying to get through the thing as best I can, only to not get paid for 4.5 weeks. Excuse after excuse. And like, I
yeah.
know this would not happen in other parts of the world. With my overseas
No,
clients, they pay on
no.
time, you know,
And I feel
all the
like they
time.
know that in South Africa because everyone is so good in South Africa, especially Cape Town. Everyone is so
Mm,
good, and it's dense. So they
mm.
sort of know that, oh no, people are grateful if they get a chance to play a show or
Yeah,
a thing or this, and you will do it. But then have a little bit of, decorum and pay
the
me
quorum.
on time,
That
you
would be
know?
nice. That would be really nice. I don't know if, like I said, whenever I work for somebody outside Cape Town, I have no issues ever. It's always on time. It's always when it's the right amount.
Yeah.
There's no ana there's no real negotiation about the rates. I mean, you iron it out beforehand, and then before I send the music, the money comes in. Right, there's your music. Class services rendered the
Yes.
end. But I've also found that in Cape Town, that can be a problem. But like you said, we're oversaturated here, man. We're spoiled.
Yeah,
If
we
I
really
won't
are
do it,
spoiled with
they'll just find
quality
another.
people.
Yeah, they'll find another person to do it for
Mm.
less money probably, and like they'll find a student at UCT who's still studying and they need the money, but they'll take less. You know, they'll work for less is not a problem just to get that exposure. Because everything is about
Yeah.
exposure. Also, we give you exposure for working with us. Exposures for cameras, my friend. That's all it is.
So just for cameras, thank
Yeah,
you. Uh,
apertures.
Stop you. If someone uses the word exposure, if someone asks me to do something for exposure, oh my god, that person's gonna get hit so hard.
Yeah,
I will
no, I
tackle
said
you.
nonsense. Can
How
you
dare they?
imagine how do you
Yeah.
like how? I mean, it's yeah, it's very strange. Like people expect you to do stuff for less than your worth because you somehow going to get more money down the line by having been with them. Yeah, but I'm hungry today, man. I want to eat
Thank
like
you.
today.
Yeah.
You know,
Disrespectful. Stop it. But
stop it.
speaking
It's
of
not.
overseas, Homan, I want to
Ah,
know. I want to know what's the best place you've traveled to. If you had to pick
woo!
one, I know
Okay,
you
now
can't
we
pick one.
must.
Okay, let's do it
No, no,
two.
no.
Let's do
I
two.
can. I can if you give me the
Okay.
right context. You mean in terms of let's go scenery, food, or activity? Oh no, yeah, scenery, food, maybe activities. No, just keep it simple. Scenery and food. Those two places.
No, no,
Those two.
no. All of the above. I'm gonna
All of the
make this
above.
difficult for you
Of course
because
you are.
something has to not fall a little bit, but like a place that has a nice whole roundedness.
Sure. So for me, as you saw my T-shirt, real men smell like braai.
Smell like braai.
I like a place where I can braai, and
uh,
Alaska is one of those places. If I was going to go to my March contract, which fell through, and it's now March, January one, that ship would have been doing Alaska the whole time. And in Skagway, you can go and braai right outside the ship. In Haines as well, and I'm not sure about Juneau, but Haines and Skagway, you can literally like in America. And from what I've seen in Alaska, at least, your parks are more than just playgrounds. There's braai areas with like a grid
so
on it.
just go for someone who is geographically like not there.
Oh, so where's Alaska?
Where's Alaska?
Okay, so
Because also when
Ala-
I hear Alaska, I think snow. I
oh
think
yeah,
when you drying. I think don't lie. I think the wood is wet. You can make a fire. So
no,
just
no, no. So Alaska is almost as far away from here as you can get because it is. So if we, I must get my perspective right. To we South Africa, we're down here, and then North
yes,
America's on that side. From your perspective, it's to the left. Yeah.
yes,
Yes, yes. So that way, South
there.
America, then North America, and then Canada. And then to the top left of Canada is Alaska. You have to go through Canada to get to Alaska in a way.
But
It's a
Alaska is
part
still
of,
part of America,
yes,
obviously.
it's an American territory. It used to belong to Russia. And then Russia sold it to America for around $5 million, I think about 100 plus years ago now. They literally sold it because you can actually get to Russia from Alaska through over what they call the land bridge. But the mountains are so dense, you can't drive, you can't fly over it. But you can. It's actually connected. It's one landmass. If you look at a map, it's one because we see the globe. We don't see the round globe. If you look at the globe from the
Yes, we
top,
see yeah.
it goes right around. Um, so Russia was like, Alaska's too far away. We can't get there. So if you go to Alaska, you see a lot of like Russian Orthodox churches, Russian names for things. I couldn't understand why. And then I saw the history of it. It's like, oh, it was literally part of Russia. And they just sold it. So it's very, very far away. The ships are normally in summer, but their summer is basically our winter. So like when it gets to like 15, 16 degrees, yeah, it's a hot day. You're gonna wear your shorts, kind of thing. That is a hot day. If it
So
gets to
where's
like
this braai coming from, Stephen?
just because I'm obsessed with braai, I love to braai. I'll braai every day if I could.
So
It's
what
that
makes
simple.
I'm not sold on a Miss Alaska. I'm not
So
sold,
I
is what I'm
so
saying.
so Alaska is America, so it's cheap on their food and you get a lot of bang for your buck. And the
But it's still in
beers in
America,
it's
so
still in
that's a red
America.
flag.
No, but
Yeah, a
Alaska,
little bit
you're
of a
far away from you're far from the crazies. And you're such a remote one horse towns in the middle of nowhere, it's fine. And you buy a bag of coals. It's like a self-igniting vibe, just like the bottom. Throw the bag in, and the bag does everything. And then you get your beers you get like a growler, like a 5 liter for like less than $10. It's like 180 rand for like a keg. And you just throw over your oops, you throw over your shoulder in your toy. Take your mates, you go for a hike to the bright spot in the one place, and you just go chill there by the fire in the cold, the relative cold. It feels warm after a couple of
yeah.
days. So
But it sounds like
Alaska
a
was
barbecue
oh no, it's a proper braai because you get your it's flames
with
and
the
stuff.
wood.
So
Yeah,
no, you can
okay.
do wood if you want, but you run the risk of
Uh,
wet wood. So Alaska's always my favorite. But if you like sunshine and oceans, I love snorkeling. So then the Caribbean. I just come from the Caribbean. Before we went to Iceland, we were first there. I'm going back there again. The Caribbean is fantastic for like Mexico is so cheap. I went to a place called Paradise Beach. It's the all you can eat, all you can drink thing for $40. Now, $40 sounds like a lot of money. It's just short of 600 Rand. But you can order
that's
as
not
much as
bad.
you know. Everything on the menu, many times as you want, as many cocktails as you want.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and there's lounges and there's like these jumping castles in the water, all these inflatable things. I didn't do any of that nonsense. Like, no, I'm here for the food. Because I
So
eat
is
my
it kid
way.
friendly? Is it kid
Very kid
friendly
friendly.
or not? So
Mexico,
what
Alaska,
makes
very. Yeah, I mean, just make sure we don't get kidnapped because that's the thing in Mexico.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
Mexico as
yeah,
a female, maybe not
yeah.
alone.
Traveling groups. In
Traveling
terms of
groups.
then, and like Europe, I've done Europe a few times. Europe is great for the architecture and the seafood, Mediterranean especially.
Oh yeah.
So
And
I
it's
go,
gonna kebabs.
yeah, I
Yes.
go so I'm doing the Mediterranean now. We go from the Caribbean all the way to Greece, and we'll stay in Greece from I think
Shut up.
April,
I
May.
absolutely hate you. I hate you so much.
But the thing with Europe is they're very big on the cathedrals because that was my big thing, right? And then I go, especially when we go to Italy and Spain, all I do is cathedral hopping. I take my tablet in my backpack and I go, and every church is open. I go in and then I do the Bach thing. I go and I clap and I sing and I whistle and I do the acoustic thing. And then I ask if I can play the organ. And if they let me, I go and I play and I go record.
Oh
Canada's
wow.
great for that. Yeah. So I always show them like clips on my phone and we playing. And then sometimes it's a yes, and then I go and play these monsters all over the world. Um,
Oh wow.
so that's Europe. I go and the wine there is great, and the architecture is phenomenal. Beaches,
And the
meh.
men,
That's
yes.
not really into that. I'm not really into that sort of thing. I do appreciate a beautiful man, though. I do. My wife will tell you about the Great Gatsby incident. You seen the movie with Leo DiCaprio?
I've
Have you
seen
watched
the
it?
memes.
No. So yeah, the meme where he's tilting his head and looking into the camera. That is the
Yes.
moment with the glass in his hand. That's the moment where he reveals himself.
Wow.
And I tell you, when we saw that, and I'm putting this out on social media, but I don't care. When he turned around and he said, "I'm Gatsby," and the Gershwin started playing, it was slow motion. I paused the video and I kissed the
Even
TV.
had a gay awakening. Yeah.
I don't care about that. I have a friend. We sometimes people are busmen. So when my friend comes over, he's a beautiful guy, and now the people around in the street or across the road will now look, you know. So I'm like, okay, if you want to look at who's visiting me, I'm going to give you something to look at. And he's literally the only man that I kiss on the mouth when I see him. Wherever I am in the mall, wherever I say, "Hey, how's it, Chris?" On the mouth. Because like if you want to
Wow.
talk about me, I'm going to give you something to talk about.
Yes.
You know, here's a
Okay.
stupid thing.
Work. Love
Yeah,
that.
everyone's a little gay. Everybody is.
Everybody is a little gay. This is
Everyone
very
is
factual.
for sure, and that's
Yes.
fine. I don't stress about that.
So Alaska is on top of your list. Okay.
Top
If
for
everyone
the
wants to go
beer,
visit Alaska,
do
any
Alaska.
specific you mentioned, was it city within Alaska? Cities or
Skagway,
places?
Skagway and Juneau.
Skagway.
Those are my favorites. Skagway is on the border of Canada. It's about 25 km from Canada. So if you take a bicycle, which you can rent from the ship, you can actually cycle to the border and, say hi to the cops and then cycle back again.
And I was going to say, you obviously can't get across the border because you won't come back alive, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to cross into Canada because they're the nicest people on the planet. I've now seen 6 of the 7 continents. I've not seen Asia, but the Canadians are the nicest people. I've not seen Asia. How sad. But all the others,
You're gonna love it. I think your list is gonna change once you go to Asia.
I've been from what I've seen from my friends who go. Like when you were there, I'm there for that life.
Your list is going to change.
Yeah.
I'm
But
convinced of it.
I never get a ship that goes there. It's always Caribbean, South America. I've done a lot of Alaska, which I love, as you know, but a lot of Caribbean and a lot of South America, which is nice. But once you leave Mexico and you start going south towards Chile and Argentina, the beaches start getting black and you get closer to the South Pole, it gets cold. The waves are 4 stories high, which is really hard to compute in your brain. But if you are standing, like it's like you standing, you go to the Table View Church, yeah? Can you imagine a wave
Yeah.
almost as high as the building, as the roof?
No, thank
Like,
you. No.
That was I've been through that 4 times in my life. When I'm like, I'm gonna die, I'm ready to go. It's fine, let's go. And the ship is like 200 and plus meters long, né? And this thing is like going something as long as a rugby field, longer than that, is doing this. I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. I'll see you now, kind of thing. I'll see, you know. And like you're gonna die
Wow.
if the ship sinks and you in off the coast of Ushuaia, as the southernmost city in the world, which is not far from the South Pole. If that ship sinks and you fall in the water, you're going to die from hypothermia within minutes. If you fall off the ship in Antarctica itself, within 2 minutes you'll be dead. Which takes them about 2 minutes to get the lifeboat to come and save you. You're already dead before they get there. So just make peace with the Father, make peace like a river, and just be ready to die when you go.
Hopefully, with global warming, it takes you at least 2.5 minutes now to die, and
That'd be
not two
nice.
minutes.
That'd be
You
nice.
know?
I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen firsthand the effects of global warming. There's a glacier we always go to in Alaska, and I went there in 2011, and I've been going back since 2015, and that glacier is shrinking very, very fast. I can see it firsthand for myself.
Tense.
It's scary. But I tell you, when that thing coughs, when a big piece breaks off, it sounds like, like thunder, but like you're in your face, like right here. It's like the thunder is right in your face. It's the most incredible sound. And like everything shakes just from ice falling into water. Everything shakes around because you're like 100 meters away.
Wow.
It's phenomenal. And the whales that's there and the fresh salmon, you can't touch Alaska for those things. It's the best. And cheap. It's dirt cheap. Relative to where I was now.
Yeah.
I was in Iceland. You know how much I paid for a beer in Iceland? One beer in a bar.
What? 5.
Seven to 10 euros. So, and when
Jesus.
I got back, now you left. When I got back to South Africa, I went and bought my milk stout. One of the first things I did because I love the beer. And it was 100 rand for a 6-pack of pints. And I bought two. And I said to the lady, I just paid what I would pay for one beer, got me for one pint in Iceland, got me 12 in South Africa.
Yeah, no,
That's
one thing
how
about South
ridiculous.
Africa, though, our alcohol is cheap.
Woo! I had a friend yesterday. We saw a friend of mine who said goodbye at the airport. She's from the UK, and she was on the Norwegian Dawn that docked here, and she flew home from here. And she was amazed at how much she bought something at Steers. It cost her like £1.50, and her brain
Yeah,
was like for a whole meal. I
yeah.
said, "That's South Africa. It's so cheap.
It's
You've
so
traveled,
cheap. It's so cheap. But Asia competes with South Africa's cheapness.
really?
Food-wise, alcohol-wise, it's going to be
Okay,
expensive everywhere. But
yeah.
for example, context, like a bottle of soju, that Korean liquor, is
Uh,
150 rand here, which is
uh,
expensive.
oh,
In Asia, I clapped those things, my bro. They were because they were easily like what, maybe 2 euros. It was no
oh,
one, maybe it was like 30 rand a bottle
oh, no,
over
you
there.
must wait. That's the will of the Lord. You must clap it.
So we will be back on this when you go to Asia first, because
I think so.
I believe your mind's gonna change
It
when you
will,
go
because
there.
I'm actually I did an interview with Fine Music Radio on Monday. What day is it today? Wednesday. And I realized that I actually and I proposed this idea to them. I can actually be their quasi international correspondent because all these places
Yes.
I'm going to now, I've seen all the places that I'm going back to now, the Caribbean and the Med. I've been there
Yeah.
multiple times. So I know all the places. I'm not going to be as excited to get off because I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to go eat and I'm going to go drink, have beer or have a wine, whatever. Whereas now I can go on specific missions to look at maybe the music scene in that city in that short time that I have. And
Yes.
they were like, that's a fantastic idea. So I'm thinking doing it from that angle and also from the angle of a cruise ship musician and do
Yes.
like what you're doing, like what you've been doing when you're traveling, but from a perspective of a cruise person, whereas you've been doing it from a perspective of a Broadway show style Matilda, right.
Yes.
You in
Yeah, that'll
hotels and
be
I'm on a floating
cool.
hotel. Yeah.
I
So
hope they do that, because
mm,
I don't know how many people actually listen to Fine Music Radio anymore.
I don't know. But if I
So
can
I
boost it by
don't.
doing something like that, it'd be nice.
Yes, but Fine Music Radio. I think yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could just be me. I don't listen to radio
Maybe.
in general in the car. I like listening to like podcasts and
Yeah, Spotify, I got my
movies and
playlist.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, facts.
the
Very
same.
much that.
Because you don't know what you're gonna get, man. And the radio is like a box of chocolates. And I don't even like chocolate to
Yeah.
begin with. I'd
But you
rather
did very
just
well that interview, though. You and that lady bounced nicely. I didn't know there were two ladies. I saw the
yeah,
picture
Jade. Yeah,
afterwards.
Jaden was doing she was the sound engineer person, and Elisma was the interviewer. She's great.
Yes.
We had a lekker
But that
time.
was a very nice interview. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to do this, but I would like to put
Mhm.
like the poster with your little audio interview thing on like
Should
the
be fine, man.
socials. 'Cause it's
Why not?
gonna, yeah, why not? You
Why
know?
not? They're gonna say yes or no. They say don't do it again. At the worst, it's the worst thing
Yeah,
they'll do.
yeah, I'm gonna adopt the certain people's mentality of doing it first and then apologizing.
Yeah, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, ask for forgiveness and not permission. Okay, whilst we are still on topic of music, just quickly touching on
Mhm.
this is your job now, but
Yes,
before you did have like a 9 to 5, you taught music.
yes. I
So
thought
I just wanna touch on that a little. Like, what was that like? Why did you leave? Because I know you were enjoying it, and you definitely
oh
made
yeah.
a difference at the school. Of course, you did. Well, I know why you left, but
Mm.
like
Also,
personally, I understand why you
yeah.
know, like as a performer and as someone who also taught or whatever. What does that look like? What does the music future look like in South Africa? Is it holding on? Is it dying? Does it need a heart machine? What
It's
is going on?
I think with what they've now done in the Department of Education in the Western Cape, where they cut all those jobs, music is one of the subjects that will always be the first to go. You know,
Yeah.
the priority is not on the arts. It's we're so focused on maths and science in our schools, which is fine, but we're not really, to my opinion, from having taught now for 15, 16 years, they're not really focusing enough on the whole child. It's so academic driven now, whereas when I was in school, it was very much do everything. Um,
Yeah.
so I noticed. I taught at Livingston, and I had autonomy there, which was nice. I was the only music teacher, so there was a lot of stress where that's concerned, but also a lot of freedom. And so what I did there is what I do at every school I teach at. I make sure that I have the principal's approval for everything I do. I start there because I want to make music big in every school because I want the whole child to be valued. And because you do this, you see other sides of kids. You see the true potential. Like this is one girl, I
Yeah.
can't mention her name, but she very academically strong. And she secretly wants to study music, but she wasn't allowed to by her parents. She's now in grade 11, going to grade 12. Really, I could top 10, top 5 even, no problem. But she would come sit in the music and we would talk music and then she would make mixes on her phone. I'm going to send you some. This stuff is like radio quality. Like you are a DJ on your bloody Samsung. You're doing stuff that in a sense of harmony and creativity, is so far ahead of its time for
Wow.
someone who's got Borgerol training, right? It's just her ear and then like my little 5 cents. I'll throw in like, let's do this and do that. So, yeah, but coming back to what's happening, I feel like it's dying. It's not where it needs to be. There's no respect for what we do. I think that's the bottom line.
Yeah,
And
that's the bottom line.
every class, every time I start teaching at the beginning of the year, with the juniors especially, I always ask them, um, what do they want to be when they grow up? And then they say all sorts of things. And then I say, like, and your parents, do they like that? And say, no, they want you to be now a doctor, lawyer, accountant, nurse, those things. And I always ask them, um, yeah, I'll say, like, who of your parents want you to be a doctor? Yeah, yeah. Then all their hands go up. And then my second question is always, of your hands that are up, how many of your parents are one of these things? And you just see the hands come
Yes.
down.
Yeah,
And then I
down.
always say to them, listen, follow your passion. The money side will come. But if
Oh
your
yes.
parents force you to do that, you're going to be miserable. You can maybe making good money, but you're not going to be happy. Then what is the point? So you tell them, I say, manita for them, right?
Yeah.
Because they follow their passion clearly because they're not doing those fancy stuff. But I said, I'm living proof that you can follow your dream as a musician. This is also why I left Livingston. I loved every second of it there, but I got this itch last year, and it was to compose. To I needed time, I needed space. I had none of that. I had a bit of space at my own office, yay, but I didn't have the time. When you're at school, you're the only music teacher. You're doing 6 day weeks because you need band and you need choir. Because concerts and things. You have a department. You must be doing stuff. Sure, no problem. But that means a 6 day week for me. Choir on a Saturday, band on a Friday afternoon. So you're the last one out the door on a Friday, and you're the only one there on a Saturday.
Mm.
Besides the dance and things. And that took a lot of time away from my craft and my family. And I said to the kids, I only told the kids 2 days before I was leaving that I was leaving. The staff found out the day on my last day. I told them I was gone. The principal knew, obviously, because again, I tell her everything. And I said to him, this itch is growing. It's like when you scratch your back. You scratch here, and that's itch here. and then it's there. And I said, I'm
Yes.
scratching and it's getting crazy. And I had this offer
Yeah.
from the ship. I'm going to take it. I took
Mm.
that job now last year in complete faith because I was having issues with getting my medical together. And so when I left Livingston, I actually had not had a signed contract. Everything was up in the air. But I was like, I'm 42 years old. I need to take this leap now because if I don't, I'm going to be too old to do it. And I got the contract the day before I flew out. They delayed
Wow.
me by 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like I'm unemployed. Gave the job to a friend of mine. I recommended him. He's still there. It's like I can't go back to the school. They're not going to take me back. I have no job. And I ran around, sorted everything out, and then took the job. And then I went from just being show band piano a month, about 6 weeks later, it was band leader. And then about 6 weeks later, yeah, I went to September. October was band leader. In November, I got the offer for the Donna Summer musical. So I went from working 14 hours, 15 hours a week to working 9 days a month for almost double the money I got when I started in September. And I said to the kids that I was still in contact with, like, look at me. I am proof that your passion
Yeah.
can be your life, and you are living proof of that as well. You can do what
Yeah.
you love. Then let the universe, whatever you believe in, it will sort all that shit out. It will, but you need to be persistent. Um, and so now my focus is on composing and arranging and reaching out to other composers and arrangers because I didn't study that. I did education. It's my first mistake. I should have gone into composition, but back in the 2001, I didn't even know I could write music. I had no idea. I found it out in 2006 only that there's something. Then after some drama, which we don't have time for today, I stopped writing for 10 years. And in 2017, I thought, let's try it again. And everything been tumbling out for 7 years. Now I'm writing program music as well. I'm doing all sorts of things, but I'm reaching out to other composers because I don't know what I don't know. So I'll send it to
Yes.
you. Listen, take a listen, tell me where I can improve on this, where I can improve on that. And then there's like 2 or 3 guys who respond to me regularly because a lot of people do that. I'm an open door with composers. So there's about 4 or 5 guys who send me music, Carl Tron being one of them. And then I learn from their music. I learn like what works and what doesn't work. And I analyze their things and I give them feedback and we cross pollinate. Then everybody wins. Again, good communication. It just comes down to that.
Yeah.
Respect and communication, and Carl's music is getting out there, my music is getting out there, and I've learned from Carl his way of you hear when you play with us on Sunday, like the melodies, like when you listen to his songs, his music, you know exactly where the melody is gonna go. But he does like a surprise harmony thing. It's not jarring, it's just like you expect the chord one, but then he does something else instead.
Yeah.
And
It's
you
just catch your attention and get to get
yeah,
your ear going.
Bronwyn
Hi.
Bronwyn Peterson, who's the conductor for this event, by the way, I wanted the event to be fully led by women, but my other conductor had some previous engagements, so it's just going to be Bronwyn and Storm at the very end. But she described Cole's music basis, so like he breaks your heart and he fixes it all in that one piece. Like that's how
Oh,
he hits you
wow.
inside, and that's
Yes.
powerful. That's why I love his music. So my goal is to help other composers, and that will help me grow as a musician. And then mainly, I want to be a stay-at-home composer and arranger. But it's a slow process. It's going to take me years. And that's where shifts come in to put food on the table. And then I'll need to get to a point where I can build a studio and then just sit in there all day. That's my 9 to 5. And if I want
Yes.
to stop to go, and I can work in my pajamas, man. How lekker is that? You know, just do my PJs all
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
So that's the
Yeah.
future for me. Writing is what I
Yes.
want to do all day, every day.
Okay. But I feel like the traveling part you would miss a little bit.
I will. I would miss it. And I do miss it to an extent, but it's not because I've been to all these places, especially with ships, except now for
Yes.
Asia. It's like now when I go back, like I've literally been there, done that, all the 10,000
Yes.
cities.
Yes.
So now on the plus side of that, it now becomes cheaper for me. I don't
Hmm.
spend so much money because I'm not like wowed by the place. Like
Yeah.
I know where, like the first thing I do is when I go to a new place, I don't go to the touristy places. I go into the heart of the town, go to the local places, get
Yes.
the
Yes.
local food, and then
Yeah.
everything is like way cheaper and always better, you know. So that's like the long term plan, just to be a stay-at-home musician, you know. What I'm
Stay at
helping
home
other
musician.
guys,
I like that. Yes.
and
So if
paying
anyone
it forward.
needs any pieces, any new pieces, composition,
Yeah.
arrangements,
Boy,
Stephen
I,
is your
I write the
person.
specs, whatever you need, whatever style you want, it doesn't matter. Ahoy.
Yes.
Just be clear and I'll make it happen for you. If I can't, I
Yeah.
know somebody who will. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. And if you want to know what any of his work sound like, there is an album on Spotify, what he plays,
And it's
arranges,
Facebook. Just look me up on
noodle.
Facebook.
There's Facebook,
Yeah.
all of the Facebooks. His name is right there, most for everybody.
Yeah.
And I've also got we did quite a lot of things together already. Also,
Yeah.
so yeah, but most importantly, Sunday, I will
Yes.
put the
Concert
ticket
for the
link
cause.
at the bottom
Please. Yeah.
and right here and everything. And the time it is at
5 p.m.
5:00.
You'll be in
Yes.
your car by 6:30. No later than 6:30. In your
Thank
car.
you. And even if you don't get a ticket, just come. You can pay. Can I pay there on the day?
I don't like to handle cash, eh? I don't like cash at all.
Is it?
But we won't turn anybody away. That would just be disrespectful. If you come there and you got the money, we'll take it because it's still legal tender. You know, I don't like it,
Yes.
but we will have to take it. But I would strongly advise. I want to do it for transparency, man.
Yeah.
And I said to some of the choir members, like after Sunday, all the ticket sales, I'll take a photo of that minus the cost of the venue and all of that, and then they know exactly how much went to the WCCPA. Because I don't want people to ask where the money went. That I'll drop a report and like this is where the money
No,
went.
but obviously everyone who did it and who's doing it knows you, and they know the money won't,
No,
then it
no,
will
no,
go
no.
where it's supposed to go.
I want it to
So
be. I want, especially because it's about forming good habits. Because as this thing gets bigger and bigger over the years, I want
yes.
that way of doing things
Yeah.
to be the norm. So I need to start
Okay.
with that
Yeah.
for transparency. Because I mean, these are the lessons we learned as musicians. How
Yes.
people
We
some
stand
like
transparency.
transparency, communication,
But
respect, and
yeah,
transparency. Just
love that.
do that.
But for the older people who don't know how to technology, who can't buy tickets and stuff, bring your grandchild and your children and your grandchild, and they can pay on their phones with stuff. But
Yeah, that's
if you
exactly what I've been
if
doing.
you do come on Sunday, no one's gonna turn you away. But tell a friend,
But bring money with you on Sunday. Bring the money.
But
If
bring
you want,
money also.
bring the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could have also
we'll,
been you could have actually gone a bit wilder and be like people could have brought non-perishables, toys
that's next
for
time.
kids.
That's next time.
So
That's
actually amazing.
yes,
actually.
it's context driven. If we do like a children's home, then we'll go lower the ticket cost and then ask for non-perishables. If we're doing say for a women's shelter, then female hygiene products, those kind of things.
Yes.
But then again, bring the cost down just to cover our costs. But then things that people need in that moment is what that will be your entry, more so than the money. Because it's not really about the money; it's about making the difference. And sometimes you don't need money to make a difference in someone's life. Sometimes they need a sandwich. Money helps.
But money helps. So if you know anyone who can sponsor or has a little bit of cash somewhere, please, it's all going for a good cause. Nobody who's playing on Sunday is asking for any money. No one, we're just playing for the cause. So
there we go.
Yeah, please
That's
come
all we
and
want.
check us out. Yeah, I do love it. Also, we are probably like 2 hours in already.
No idea.
So this might have to be a two-parter, but I can't believe I didn't even. Let's just quickly touch on how we met in the first place.
Yes. And how I'm trying to remember, but it was the France thing.
It was France.
Yes.
It was France.
Yeah.
So
I still feel like it's too soon to talk about that debacle, but anyway.
But we're talking about the people.
Yeah, the people were phenomenal.
Yeah, the people were phenomenal. Made some life-standing friends from that.
For
Absolutely
sure.
amazing connections. People born through trauma and stress. So, but it was lovely. Music was amazing. Quality musicians. A tour I will never forget.
Yeah.
Like it was absolutely incredible. So we played for Zip Zap. We went to France for 6 evenings, and basically that's how we met. Easy.
Yeah, just that. And then we collaborated on that piece I wrote for the kids who died in that terrible bucky accident 2 years ago now. Is that lovely?
Yes, we did that also. Stephen wrote nice. Yeah.
That piece actually came through when I heard it. I was taking my daughter to school, and it's on the radio. They reported it that morning because that's about the time I took her. And then as soon as I heard it, the piece dropped on my head while I was driving. And then I took it to school and I went home and I composed it immediately there and then. And then I reached out to you because like when I write there, and you don't know this, but I assign people to instruments, right? So when I think flute, I think of this person. When I think of clarinet, oboe, everyone has a face. So when I think cello, I think Nastasha. Because I've worked with you, I know how you play, I know your vibe. So when I put the notes on the page, I know it's going to sound exactly how I imagine it because I'm writing it the way I know you would play it. So that's really cool for me. Like when we did He is Exalted, our second collaboration from Easter of this year, I couldn't think of any other cellist I wanted to play it. So you're like the default. My wife also says like you only write it for Nastasha, nobody else now. This and also yeah, just for her, nobody else. I'm like, sure, I'm there for that. So yeah, and that's how we've been doing that. And now the next is Sunday when we work together. Sunday is also going to be another big moment for me for one other reason. I've got two friends in the group that I grew up with. Like they were my two oldest friends in the world, including their siblings, but they're not there. There's Carmen Smith who plays flute, and she's from out Mitchell's Plainway, and then there's Brent Herman who plays organ keyboard. And there's baby photos of us. Like Carmen and I side by side with the band, right? And Brent and I go way back to my first memory of boys playing with Brent. But we're all musicians. We've all been musicians our whole life. But we never shared a stage together in our whole lives, 40 years down the line. So from that aspect, Sunday is going to be really big for me at least. Like I'm sharing the stage with my two oldest friends. That has never happened, and it will happen again for sure. But this is the first time it's happening. So that's also like a milestone. Like it took 40 years, but it happened.
Yeah, Sunday's gonna be quite an event actually.
Yeah, it's
a lot of meaning also behind it.
Yes, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's not your average. I don't do your average kind of shows. Like I said on FMR, I try and do two things when I do shows. It's the one is to entertain you, but also to educate you.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
that line was very good.
Elizabeth was like,
I was like,
that.
Okay.
But that is my entire approach. When I did my last show at Livingston, we did two shows in 2 months. And so I always mix up the program, and there's always something in the middle that's going to make you think. Right? There's going to be stuff you know, hence the handle and the mental stuff, things you know. Sharp, great. But there's going to be stuff that you didn't know, that you've never heard before. And there's also going to be like some form of introspective piece or something that's going to make you look deeper within yourself and look deeper at your life and look at the bigger picture. And that's a solo item, just piano and voice. So yeah, that's how I try and structure a program, because I don't want you to just leave and say that was a nice program. I want you to feel like you were changing here, because that's going to stick with you much longer than, oh yeah, hallelujah chorus, the end, lekker, lekker, lekker. But like, that song, like, that really made me think. So I do all my shows like that. And so I'm hoping to have two moments like that. The one is the one I spoke about at the start where I don't know what I'm going to do. That will be the first one. And that will tie into the last one, which is going to make hopefully everyone stop and think like everything that took you to get, or everything that it took for you to get to that moment in that very space. That song is about that. And it's going to make you think about all those things that put you in that very seat that you're sitting on. It's a very deep song that was written by Taryn Lamb, but then she handed it over to Rochelle Liederman, who then asked me to help her finish it. And then me being me, I took a look at the bridge and said, no, we're not doing that. I took the bridge completely out. And I said, no. We're going to go this way now. And then we actually recorded it in studio. I don't know where she... Anyway, I have it somewhere. So that's how I like to do things. I mean, you'll see on Sunday how.
So bring a lot of tissues on Sunday also. Is what
a couple, hopefully. I know the soloist will definitely hit in the fields, because the song is very personal to her, even though she wasn't involved in the creation of it. But I know she's one that, and I want to give the name because I want you to see for yourself who the hell it is. but she's very passionate about the narrative of the music. So whenever I send her my music, she's always like, "What is the narrative? What are you trying to say?" So maybe we shift lyrics around here, and then she helps me with that. And with this one particular song, it will have a very deep meaning for where she is in her own life, and also where we are in our own lives. And so she will convey that message better than anybody, for sure.
Yeah.
So that will be that moment towards the end where you're like, okay, I need to stop and think, take a moment. So
Lekker. Now
it's
I'm
important.
excited for Sunday.
Yeah,
It's going to be a good concert. Very quality concert.
yeah. Just keep in mind, there's very few professionals. It's all about yes. I told them from the start, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about if you play and make a mistake. I don't care. It's about
It's
the
all
yes,
about geese.
the
Yes.
geese, the geese and the
The
ganders.
geese, the geese and the ganders. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen. Thank you.
No, thank you. This
Oh,
is lekker.
wait.
Uh-oh.
I actually, can I just say,
Sure.
we were gonna do this in person today, and I was actually gonna go buy BIERE.
Yeah.
I
Sad.
know. I'm like, even now, my tea standing there and it's cold, but I'm like, I can't drink because I have to go work.
Oh. Yeah, I got class in
You
an hour,
know.
so I can't.
But next time I was gonna bring beers, and we were gonna try the beers because I don't drink beer, but you know what, man?
I love you. I
Yeah,
think we
when
do
I
a
put on
craft
my
beer thing,
shirt, the craft.
but then
Okay,
we take the labels off the bottles and then we sample them sticky for sticky. Turn it into like a not a drinking game, but like whenever a specific word comes up, something like that, something stupid. It'll be fun.
definitely. But
Yeah.
we will be in person for that now. I know you said you don't watch rugby, but
No, I understand it,
but
but like I don't get the point.
ah, okay.
Listen,
Whatever,
the
Steven.
ball is not even round. I mean, how retarded is that? You don't know where the thing's gonna go.
It's the reason why it's not round. They know where it's gonna go. You
No,
must.
but no,
Oh
the
my,
thing bounces and then it goes here, then it goes there. Yeah, yellow 360 degrees. You don't know. And then you
it's not
break a
round.
collarbone, then you break a nose, and these people do this
I
on
like it.
purpose.
It's a
No, on
contact
purpose.
sport, Steven.
Contact sports and tennis. That's a lot
So
of time.
you can win a prize. I don't know what your
Okay,
prize is.
probably beer.
Let's say the next time
Mm.
that we do breakfast or something,
Mm.
I will buy you a beer if you, let's see, I've got 10 questions and 2 bonus questions, and it's all rugby
Okay.
questions though,
Oh my gosh.
because
Okay.
you happen to be the first person where I want to try this new thing where it's
Mm.
called rugby for the girls, rugby for the girlies.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
But girlies is like a gender
Yeah,
neutral term, because if men
I
can
figured it.
go bra, you know what I mean? Thank
Makes
you. If you
sense.
can go bra and my bro, then I can go girl most. So
Yeah,
rugby
put it.
for the girlies,
Okay,
where
let's go.
usually, usually it's like we talk about. So I was hoping you'd watch rugby, but you don't. So you
That's
could
fine.
teach us something. But I have questions.
Okay, go for it.
Also, we are analog today because
Oh my
my
word, you wrote it
phone
down.
my phone is doing that, and I didn't know how to. My TV gone freeze. Okay, so
Uh,
yeah, as technologically disabled. Okay,
go.
where's my pen? Actually, man, I need to, like a proper teacher. I need to keep track of your score.
Oh, yes, of course.
So if you can get at least, let's first see where this goes. If you can get
Thank
all
you.
of it, if you can get 10 at least.
Yo, okay. I'm go for it. I'm ready for it. Let's see what
You know,
happens.
what's half of, no, half is too easy because you're gonna get most of it. It's easy questions. If you can get 10, because there's 12 for the 2 bonus things. Okay, so how many players per side?
15. I mean, on the field. 15, yeah.
Yes. You see, already easier.
That
And
is
then
easy, but
how many on the bench?
I'm going to say a figure of, because I have no idea, 7?
Very close. 8.
Ah, yes. Yo,
Very,
that's more
very,
than half.
very close. Very close.
Okay.
When you score a try, how many points?
5.
Hey! And then after the try, what is it called when the person has to kick the ball over?
Oh, that's the conversion thing. Conversion, yeah?
You see, you are busy cheating here.
I watched it as a kid, but I won't go out of my way.
Okay. And the conversion is how many points?
So it's 2 because the final total is 7. Yes.
Yeah,
And I also know it's called a goal if they get the try and the conversion. That's called a goal because that confused the daylights out of me. Because the goal's when the ball goes in the back of the net. But in rugby, if you score a try and you kick a ball over, it's called
and
a
a
goal.
conversion.
That's a goal.
I did not know that, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to use that because goal sounds like football.
It's stupid. Yeah, it's a
and we
football vibe.
don't want that.
No.
So then, how many points is a penalty kick?
I always round up to 10, so it's 3 points. Yeah, 3.
There we go. You're doing very well. Very, very
Like
well.
I said, I did watch it. I just don't want to watch it.
And I was very nice with my questions. This is very easy questions. Okay. So what is our national team called? We've got so many names. You can give me any one of them.
The Springboks you wear in the bloody t-shirt.
Exactly. You see, I'm so nice. I don't understand why people don't, who's the most capped player in South Africa?
I have. Wait. Would that still play? Because I could have sworn it was Brian Abena once upon a time. Is it not him? Isn't he the most capped?
No. No,
Yeah,
I'll give you another. So it used to be someone else who played within Brian Abena's time. I think he's a little older. It used to be him until recently it changed. That's the only someone to give you.
So now I know even less. I want to be retarded and say John.
So much.
No, you gave me. I know less of him when you started. I want to be retarded and say John T. Rhodes. Because
recently, it recently changed. This person recently got more caps than the previous person.
Is he still playing today?
Yes.
I can only think of that Mursabi guy, Itzebeth guy.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That man's a monster.
It used to be Jerry Victor Matfield.
Oh yeah, yes. With the long hair.
Yeah.
Also a massive guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
very
him.
Sexy. I can't believe I just gave that away to you. I should have not made that so easy. How dare you? Okay. What's our coach's name?
Oh, I saw on Facebook this morning, Rassi Erasmus.
Thank you.
He didn't get the coach of the year award. Somebody was upset about it.
He did it. I'm also upset about it because how dare they? Disgusting.
Yeah.
And then, what's our captain's name?
Oh, Sia Kulisi.
There we go. Thank you. Okay. Last 2 questions. Name 5 Springboks.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to. Ooh. See, I know the old people, like from the 90s and 80s when I was watching my parents. There's a guy called Beast.
I need real names. Thank you. Government name.
Listen,
I'm not going to accept this nonsense.
Oh, then I can't. I couldn't possibly because I already said even Elizabeth and Sia Kulisi. Those are the only 2 I paid in it. Oh, wait. There was an underway guy. Underway. Faf du Plessis. The one with the jockey. The Onubrookie. Faf du Plessis. The short blonde guy.
Faf du Plessis is a cricket player.
Faf de Klerk.
What's
this guy's name, man? You know what I'm talking about.
Sure. Yeah.
Wait. It's gonna bug. Is that his proper name? I'm gonna have to Google that. Okay, good. That was a good guess. There was him. I don't know. I mean, I know. I couldn't. Pause. No. Subscribe if dial's not available.
No, there's so many, and they're all over the place.
I don't know. I just know those 2 things. That's it.
They don't have have to be of the recent squad. You named so many of them.
So
Literally.
then it's old days,
It's
then it's
fine.
like Chester Williams, Joel Stransky, Francois Pienaar. So 1995. That's the last time I watched.
I wasn't even born in 1995. I wasn't even a thought in
I
1995.
was 14 years old.
Oh my god. Okay, and then last one, who was named Player of the Year? Men's 15
Yeah.
Player of the Year
I
this year.
saw this on Facebook yesterday. I can see the face, but I can't give you the name. I saw that yesterday. I
He's
can't.
been in the game for a while.
No, that doesn't help me at all.
Peter Steph, the toy.
No, I would never would have gotten that. No, not any day. Never.
You did very well. I owe
Thank
you
you.
a beer, even though
I
I
will
helped
take
you
a
a
beer.
lot. I helped you a lot, so that's not fair, actually.
Fine.
But you know what? Fine. It is what it is. Thank
It
you,
is what it
Steven.
is. Thank you. This was great. I
This
thoroughly
was so
enjoyed
much
this.
fun. I don't know if I'll post the whole thing or if it's gonna be a
No.
two-parter.
Figure
But
it
do you
out.
have anything
Fine.
else you wanna plug or PR before you go? Please tell us your Instagram handle, Facebook handle, website, YouTube page.
Instagram is pianoman_SA and Facebook is Stephen Arendse-musician. It's minus the hyphen, there's no hyphen there. It's like a formal page.
That's your
Yeah, it's like a
personal
formal
face.
one. That's my personal cash on nonsense troll people. Yeah, I do enjoy trolling a lot. Because people are stupid and I love it. Oh, not in a stupid way. I don't like when people are bigoted. I don't like that. When you claim to be a Christian but then you hate on people, then I'm like, no. We need to have a little chat, you and me.
But we will get into that tea with some beer, I think, next time.
Yes, we can do that next time.
Some proper beers. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you. This is lekker.
Thank you.
All the best. I'll
and
see you when I see you.
everybody on Sunday.
Sunday,
Sunday. Please. All right.
Buy tickets or bring your money.
Yes.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.